Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest nil. Nah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just break down the game a little bit from how I see it, and then I'll get into my own little player ratings. I'm gonna start doing that from now on at each game, yeah. So the first thing is, I'm not gonna lie to anyone. Before the game, when I saw the lineup, I was a little bit irritated. But you know what I done? Like, I looked at the lineup and I thought to myself, what's happening there? Because he had no Havertz, no Rice, no Partey. He had Jorginho Marino in the middle. I was thinking, what's he doing? Trossard was playing on the left, no Martinelli. I was thinking, what's going on? Jesus was up top. I was thinking, what's happening there? So I looked at the lineup and I was getting irritated already. So then I thought, you know what? Let me come off this because this was like a game where we had to win this game. You know what I mean? The fans would be in turmoil. So I thought, you know what? Let me calm down. So I went off with. Then I went back on it and I went, why is he playing this team? That's what I thought. And I thought, "Nah, I don't know why." So then my brother rang me and he goes, what do you think of the team? And I said, I'm not happy with the team, but I'm trying to figure out what Arteta's doing. Like, he's messing around. Like, I'm thinking you're messing around. My brother goes, yeah, but he goes, I can understand why Havertz is not playing though, because we're too static when he plays, even though he's got good hold up play. And I thought, yeah, okay, I can understand that a little bit, but why is Martinelli not playing? Kind of thing. Why's Trossard playing? He's like, I don't know. We'll kind of figure it out. So I wasn't happy before the game started. I was thinking, okay, but let me see how the game pans out. I was thinking, let me just see what Arteta's trying to do. The first 5 minutes, I knew exactly what he was trying to do. Because what I didn't realize is, obviously, I know I've watched Nottingham Forest a few times, but I haven't studied them like he has. Like what Nottingham Forest do, like their wingers, they don't track back. Like they leave their wingers high up and they don't track back. This is the first time I've seen Saka left alone in ages. He was just left alone for the whole game. They don't track back at all. So I was thinking, so why has he played this? And another thing as well about Marino, because in the first minute or so, Nottingham Forest went two passes, boom, went straight past our team down the right hand side, past Calafiori, past Gabriel, went straight through, and then that is like you know when you get to the byline, it was like they crossed it in, and Hudson-Odoi missed the ball. Like he had a chance they could have been 1-0 up inside the first minute or so. But when that ball went through Hudson-Odoi, it went straight. It came all the way through. They had about 6 players in our box. So when it came through to Saka on the other side of the pitch, he's just running, jogging with the ball. Like, no, like you got the ball, you're kind of drifting because you're all the way near our goal. You're drifting all the way to the top. They had Nottingham Forest had about 6 or 7 players behind our team. And I thought to myself, they could have easily been 1-0 up, but I thought, raw, we're going to get a lot of space today. I didn't realize Nottingham Forest played. Like, they play on the break, but they really play on the break. Like, they throw players forward. So I kind of understood. After that, I realized, okay, so what Arteta's done, he doesn't want Martinelli to keep losing the ball. That's what he done. He doesn't want Martinelli to keep losing the ball. And obviously, Rice is injured. Like, Havertz not playing helped because they were expecting us to chuck balls in, and Havertz not playing kind of helped because Jesus was doing his lot of jinky stuff and it helped. He didn't really play that well, but him not being in the box all the time kind of helped the fluidity of the team. We just need to get a better striker than that kind of does the both of what Havertz and Jesus does. But like it was a routine victory, but I can see what Arteta deserves his credit on this one. He deserves the credit on that because before the game I was thinking, what are you doing? Like you're messing around. But wasn't messing around. He was playing games because he was being tactical because Marino, like a lot of people have been on to Marino, oh, he's not good enough, this, that. He's just come. I can see exactly what he brings to this team now. Like Marino, he's one of them players because Jorginho had a brilliant game in the first half. And then Arteta took him off at half time because he was on a yellow card. But he had a brilliant game. And Marino had a good game as well. And the reason why they've got a good game is because of their brain. Like sometimes you think, oh, they're not athletic enough, man. We need more athleticism, more strength in there. But sometimes your brain, the quickness of thought can override that athleticism. Because Marino's got this thing where, for some strange reason, he's always in the right position. Like always. Like when we're attacking, every time Gabriel's looking for a pass, Marino's there. Every time we're defending, he's got this thing where he always nips in front of the, like when you're like someone's playing the pass, he always just gets there in front of the opposing team. Like if the opposing team are passing between each other, he always just nips in front. And I'm thinking, this game I saw what he brings. He got this balance. He's got this know-how that he does, and he's really good on the ball. So the Jorginho and Marino thing, especially in the first half, was more about the quickness of thought and their brain. They controlled the game with their brain. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes we forget that these guys, they're brilliant on the ball, and they know how to play the game. Like it's all well and good wanting like 100 mile per hour players, but these guys knew exactly what they were doing today. Saka was left 1-1 all game. So Trossard had a terrible game. I'll get to player ratings after this. He had a terrible game, but Saka was 1-1 all game. And first half, he caused a lot of riots. I mean, Odegaard is far and away the best player on the pitch. Like, there's not even getting into him yet. But Saka was left 1-1 all game, so you can see the danger that he had. Timber, we wasn't really missing White, but it's David Raya and even Calafiori. Calafiori got skinned in the first minute when I told you that they flew down the wing. Calafiori, he realized that in the first minute, and he changed his whole game. Like Calafiori changed his whole game. He just said, "I'm going to sit next to Elanga now." That's what he done for the whole game, and Elanga now couldn't get in the game because every time they tried to break, at least you have to now beat Calafiori, because they did a couple 1-2s, flew through Calafiori the first minute, and I was quite impressed with that because Calafiori decided, let me drop a little bit, or let me play to this side a bit, or whatever, and he kind of managed to get the better of Elanga because it was a bit of a problem at the first minute. When you get that in the first minute, you're thinking, raw, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I'm happy with the performance. We had a good performance today. Like, it was solid. It was every game is a must win, but this was a game that I feel like the fans are really turning on Arteta. I feel like even before the game, I don't know if people were looking at Arteta and like saying, "Oh, what's he doing? What games he playing?" Like, the fans are really on him. So he had to win this game, but he had to win it quite well as well, which he did. Obviously, Ranieri come on, scores. Sterling came on. The party substitution for the referee had one of the worst games I've ever seen. Like, the referee had one of the worst games I've ever seen. Like, even though we won the game, he was absolutely terrible for both teams. He was abysmal today. Absolutely abysmal. I don't know what these referees, I don't know what's going on. They're booking players for things that are normal challenges. Man, I got the ball. Man is having a barging thing. Man steps in his foot by accident. He's booking, man. You're thinking, what is going on? Even booking players and not in the first. I'm thinking, what type of decision is that? Simon Hooper was the ref today. Is it Simon Hooper? Terrible performance today. But yeah, let me get into the player ratings anyway on my own team, because even we had a routine win, but we needed it. It was a win we needed badly. We needed a good performance to kind of just silence a few bits and to go into the West Ham game with some confidence, because we didn't have what it does to the fans as well. It makes you realize we can play without Partey and without Rice. Like, when there was no Partey and Rice, even myself, I'm one of those like supporters of Arteta. I was thinking, I don't know about that, man, Mikel. I don't know about that. Prove me wrong, because you forget that these guys, they know how to play football. Jorginho's mad experience. He knows exactly what he's doing. So yeah, I can't complain today, man. Brilliant performance. Let me go through the player ratings as quick as I can. I know you lot are used to people with all these diagrams and that. I can sort that out, but give me some time, man. First is David Raya. I'm gonna give David Raya an 8. Like, I was gonna give him a 7. I was thinking this during the game, like what I'd give player rating, like not during the game, like towards the end. I was gonna give him a 7, standard thing. He didn't have too much to do. But what David Raya does, yeah, which I get irritated with other keepers for doing, when you're sustaining pressure, I hate keepers that, if a team clears the ball and it goes to the keeper, and then like you've got acres of space. I hate when the keeper holds the ball for no reason. Like, they just want to get involved again. They haven't been involved in the game for 8 minutes. I hate that. See, Raya, he never does that. As soon as the ball comes back, he just gives it to Saliba and goes back to his goal. When the ball comes over the top, he comes out, sweeps it. When the ball comes in the cross, like any type of danger, he eases all danger in every way. Like, the ball comes over, he comes out, clears the ball, holds it. His distribution today was second to none. Like, there's times where it got to like the 70th minute, and then like Nottingham Forest are now trying to go for it, and we're like, they're trying to half press us. We're little couple triangles of Saliba and Gabriel. All that looks like the striker's going to get the ball. Raya might do a chip, into the middle of the park, Odegaard's in acres of space, and you're thinking that is top draw. Like his distribution was phenomenal, so I'm giving him an 8 today, just for that alone, for his calmness, because he calmed me down, let alone what he did to the players on the pitch. Timber, right back, another solid performance. Like Hudson-Odoi had nothing today. Timber's just a brilliant player, man. I mean, if he keeps this up for the next couple of years, he'll be a world-class player. He is phenomenal. Like he does everything right. He can go forward, he can defend, he plays the right passes, he's good on the ball, he's strong, quick, he's brainy, he knows what to do, he can invert. He is absolutely brilliant. He was phenomenal today. He gets an 8 as well today. Saliba, standard performance for him today. He had a win in his pocket because Chris Wood didn't play today. A win started, so he had a win in his pocket. Him and Gabriel. There was a couple of moments where I thought, oh, you could have just got that ball and just give it back to the keeper instead of trying to do something where they kind of pass it in midfield and kind of lost it a couple of times. So just for those alone, because it was a really standard game, but for those alone, I want to give Saliba a 7. And the same for Gabriel, because they both had exactly the same type of game today. They both won all their battles today. But there was a couple of moments where, I'm being a bit harsh, but a couple of moments where they just, like, Gabriel kind of backed off a player. And I think, oh, you need to go to him there. Or a couple of them, 2 or 3 of those, which I felt like kind of gave us a bit of jittery. Because in a different game now, it might be different players. Those players might manage to get the better of you and a goal potentially. And all of a sudden it's, oh, why didn't you go to the ball? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like them, Saliba and Gabriel, brilliant performances today, but both 7s. Calafiori, again, another 7. And the only reason he was brilliant after they went down from the first minute. But the reason why I'm giving him a 7 is because of that first minute. That first minute, he couldn't quite get those 1-2s. They did him and it might have been Marino and Trossard. They kind of did all these 1-2s around them and flew through. And Calafiori was left wanting, and then they got in like the first minute or first 2 minutes. So I'm giving Calafiori a 7, but he stepped up. He played 8 or 9 after that, but I'm going to give him a 7 because of that bit alone. Jorginho, absolutely brilliant today. Like, he got a yellow card. He came off half time, but before that, he got a yellow card, that debatable yellow card as well, but he was brilliant today. He gets an 8 as well. Marino, brilliant player. Like, I'm starting to see what he brings. He brings a lot of balance and he knows exactly what to do and where to be. He had a good performance today, Marino. Marino gets a 7 for me, but it's a solid 7. Like, a real solid 7 from Marino today. Like, you can tell these players were on it today. They were on it. I don't even want to go to Odegaard yet. Odegaard for me was a standout by a mile. Odegaard was 9 pushing 10. But I'm going to give him a 9 because there's a couple of times where he lost the ball. And obviously you're going to lose the ball as an attacking midfielder. But for me, he is by far, he's getting to the point now where he's proven to not just everyone else out of the club, but the actual club, that he is the main man. It's getting to that point now where it's like, I'm that guy. Yes, you're captain, but you're that guy. It's getting to that point. He was brilliant today. Like, if you don't stop Odegaard and you don't put a guy on him or something to sort him out, you are going to have a problem stopping this team, because he is absolutely phenomenal. He dictated the whole game from start to finish until he came off. He came off in about the 80th minute or so. Absolutely brilliant. I ain't got nothing else to say about him. Like, I always say, if you're a world-class player, I mean, if you're a guy that can control the tempo in the game of a football match, then you can be a world-class player without goals and assists. That's what I say. So more like Odegaard, David Silva, those guys can be world-class without the goals and assists, without the GA. Whereas some players that are not tempo setters, you can't be world-class without the GA, because you're world-class. The reason why you're world-class is because you get such high numbers with GA. But apart from that, you don't get anything else in terms of tempo setting. Odegaard can be world-class without the GA, and he is easily world-class. Anyone that doesn't think he is does not understand football. Odegaard is world-class easily. Brilliant performance from him. Saka, again. Odegaard gets a 9. Saka, again. Brilliant. His goal was phenomenal, though. Odegaard assist. Odegaard had a little jinky pass. Like they could have scored if he really turned it on today. If Saka was really at the super heights, because he was left 1-on-1 with the player all game. I haven't seen that for a long time. If he had really turned it on, he would have scored a hat trick today. He had a couple of chances in the first half. He should have scored. He could have buried. So Saka scored in a brilliant game. He should by rights, because he scored and got us off to the mark. He should get an 8, but I'm going to mark him as a 7, because the second half he did kind of fade off a bit, and he should have had a hat trick. So that's the only reason I'm going to mark Odegaard as a 7. Trossard 3. Rubbish. Like, he was dreadful today. Like, he was absolutely dreadful. Like, even to the point where we're 1-0 up and we're cruising in the game. It's like half an hour and he starts doing these flicks and tricks. Like, you see me, I don't know. I can't tell you how much I hate that. He started doing all these flicks and tricks, thinking that, yeah, the game's easy. That starts setting into other players. All of a sudden, you're doing, but we're nowhere near that. Trossard was dreadful today. He made all the wrong decisions. Like, he was getting down the wing. He was getting down the wing and cut back in, and like he didn't. The reason why he's getting a free is not because he played so badly on the pitch, but it's because, like, what you're there to do, you don't do. Like, you had the ball, you get the ball, and then you go back and you pass it that guy, and you do a couple things, and you do a couple twists and turns. Yeah, no problem. But all your decision making is all wrong. There's times when you need to give the ball to Calafiori, and then he gives it to Jesus. Or there's times where he just does all the wrong things for me. Like the flow of the game, even if he doesn't lose the ball, it's the wrong pass to keep the move flowing and to keep the game going where it needs to go. Like, if I really had the game in front and I could show you, like, what I actually mean. Trossard's he broke down a lot of the attack, not because he lost the ball, he kept the ball, but because he did the wrong thing. So he gets a free. He was doing my head in today. He does all the wrong things for me. I don't care. And Jesus started the game well. He was a lot of jinky. He makes it easier for Saka and Odegaard. But Jesus does a lot of fraffing about, innit? He does a lot of fraffing about, and you know what I mean? It's not too much end product. The final ball's not there. The final finish is not there. A lot of faffing about, but he helped Odegaard and Saka. He made them kind of move, because he kind of moves a lot and he gets involved with the play. So for Jesus, I'm going to give him a... I don't want to do it on sentiment here. I want to do it actually on how he played. I'm going to give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. Quite harsh, because he played okay, but a lot of faffing about. He helped the team, but a lot of faffing about. I'm going to give him a 6. Partey came on for Jorginho. I'll give Partey he scored as well. He got the second goal, a crucial goal. And when he came on, it was a brilliant sub by Arteta, because Jorginho was on a yellow card, and I was thinking, he need to get him off. Like, there was no reason for him to get him off. It wasn't like the game was like, oh, Jorginho looks like he's going to get a second yellow. But I'm just thinking, bruv, just get him off. Partey's on the bench, just put him on. And he did that. So Partey gets a 7 for me, because he came on and controlled the whole game. He just carried on where Jorginho left off, to be honest with you. And then got the goal as well. So he gets a 7. He could even get an 8, but I'm going to give him a 7, because, like, he just had a standard Partey game. He didn't do anything that we've never seen before, but he scored a good goal. Who else came on? Zinchenko came on for Calafiori. He played quite well when he came on, actually. He defended quite well. Like, when Calafiori come off in 66 minutes or so, I was thinking, oh, Zinchenko, I'm not sure, because obviously all it takes is one more goal to get back in the game, and it gets all nervy. But yeah, no, he was fine. He just knows how to play that inverted role, doesn't he? So he gets a standard 6. Sterling come on for Saka. He got an assist for the Waneri goal, so Sterling gets a standard 6 as well. He helped with the outlet. He was involved in the game and stuff. He was only on for 10 minutes or so, but he gets a standard 6 as well, because it wasn't anything that we've never seen before. He just went down the right. By that time, it was 2-0 or 3-0, I think. No, it's 2-0. And we was cruising. It was like 83, 84 minutes. So it was a cruising game. So now it's like Nottingham Forest are trying to attack, but we're controlling the game. So he gets a standard 6. And then when Neri comes on, he's gonna again. The first thing he did, he gets the ball, jinks past a player with a wicked turn, shoots just goes just wide. You're thinking, whoa, yeah, this guy is good. Because he's 17, you're getting excited as well. You're like, yeah, this boy is serious. And then, sorry. And then, second time he gets the ball, plays it out to Sterling. Sterling gives it back in the box. Boom, finish. Whenever, like I say, he's like a shooting older guard. That's what he is. He's an older guard that shoots. Obviously, not as good as older guard currently, but he's a that type of player. So because of that alone, there's a 17-year-old that comes on the pitch and like has character and stature already, and just says, "Yeah, I'm gonna be involved in this game." Like he's gonna have to get an 8 for me just because of he came on the pitch and made his mark. That's what you want to do as a 17-year-old. Come on, make your mark. That's what he done. He's not coming on the pitch to not be taking someone's spot. He's coming on. He wants to play. So he came on. He's not there to make up numbers. He came on the pitch and he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna get my goal. I'm gonna jink off our 3 players and shoot. I'm gonna do my thing." And that's what he done. So yeah, man, he gets an 8 for me for that alone. Arteta. Arteta today gets. I'm tempted to give him a 9 because he kind of flabbergasted me before the game and he got proven right. So I'm tempted to give him a 9, but I'm gonna give him an 8. I'm gonna give him an 8, and the reason I'm gonna give him an 8 is because he made the Jorginho sub for Partey. I was like, yeah, perfect. You took Jorginho off, put Partey on. Perfect decision. Obviously, the Calafiori for Zinchenko, I'm assuming that was probably decided before the game because Calafiori's just come back. So I'm like, okay, that can work. But he should have taken. I was thinking when Trossard, I was thinking get Trossard off the pitch after about 50, 60 minutes. I was like, get him off the pitch. I wanted Trossard off. Like he was doing all the wrong things. I was thinking I'll put Sterling there or put someone else there that can kind of understand what we need to do at what time. Because Trossard doesn't get it. He's a very selfish player and he's a very like like people that play the ball to get the ball back. And he's one of them guys. He's not what we needed today. Trossard was doing my head in. So Trossard. So that's why I'm going to give Arteta an 8 instead of a 9 because of he didn't take Trossard off, or did he take him? No, he didn't take Trossard off, and then he put Sterling on, put Waneri on, took Odegaard and Saka off. Good subs because that's what we needed, a little bit of freshness, a little bit of something else. But yeah, man, he needed to have taken Trossard off, so he gets an 8 for me, and we move on to West Ham. Yeah, so good win. Like quietens down people for a little bit. I ain't gonna have to be sitting on streams all week and people talking about, oh, I'll take her out, I'll take her out. Like they might still say it, but I can, you know what I mean? That's like at least now for now, it's like okay, we've beaten Nottingham Forest that have been playing well. So let's focus on West Ham because I'm on this one game at a time thing. When I say it, people are like, yeah, but you're just saying that. No, I'm one game at a time. When we're 1-0 up, I'm thinking it's not over yet. Focus. Like I'm not celebrating yet. We celebrate, yeah, and then we go back into game mode. I'm on this focusing thing. So that's why I get annoyed when Trossard starts doing flicks and tricks like 1-0 and like we've won the game. We're nowhere near the game yet. The game's nowhere near won. So yeah, we move on to West Ham now. I can watch Man City against Tottenham in peace. So yeah, good game, and we keep it moving.